this budget day, it's about what the middle class gets. It's about what the people get. It's, you know, if you have growth that does not inspire people, then it will be seen to be, you know, in economists' dream and the middle class's nightmare. And I kept saying it yesterday, and I think I would also say this as a political journalist, that the BJP should understand that it has to balance not just the expectations of Bihar and Andhra Pradesh, but also the expectations of the middle class. And this time I saw, in fact, that the middle class was getting, the Aam Aadmi was getting the support of the corporates who were going ahead. And even I'm told in the pre-budget discussions with the Prime Minister and Finance Minister said that beyond the welfare schemes, I think some tax breaks for the salaried middle class are very necessary. Now, will the common man get that relief in income tax? You know, I think I would look at whether there's a relief for the lowest tax bracket, whether there would be some breaks for the 10 to 30 lakh rupee category, whether they would improve the new tax regime, whether they would raise the standard ATC deduction up. You know, that's the kind of stuff that I would like to look at. I mean, we are not just a stock market focused channel, and I know there are enough channels in this country who only begin and end with the stock markets on days like this. That's not how I look at it. I would also not just like to look at it in terms of how your continuous high economic growth has been there, what your growth rate has been there, what your net tax growth is there, what is your tax collection efficiency is there. If you have had all of that, then what do the people get?
Yeah.
If your revenue receipts have gone up and your GST collections have galloped and your direct tax collections have galloped, and if you are really the shining star as far as global economic growth is concerned, if you are the outlier in all of this, and if you maintain the fiscal deficit to 5.6%,
yeah,
you know, then I think you ought to give a little.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to have a fiscal, I think there was a projection of 4.5%. My first question would be, 4.5% is very good, but at the expense of what? If you're going to maintain a great fiscal deficit figure, I know it's great, it's fantastic, it is right in line for Viksit Bharat. But as a political journalist, I would say that I think it is time the government realizes it needs the support of the people. And any government that does not have the support of the people will not be able to have a continuous growth in its economic policy, because if the numbers stagflate, if the BJP's numbers were to be, for example, at 230 or 220, then it wouldn't be in a position to be presenting a budget.
Yeah.
So I think there's got to be a sense of realism. I'm a great votary for the middle class in this budget. They pay the most of the income tax, they bear the most of the tax burden, they bear approximately 20% of the income tax liabilities, and I have not seen that kind of support to the middle class. And is that one of the reasons why the middle class support in the elections also went down? I kept emphasizing in my program yesterday that the middle class support to the NDA went down by 3 percentage points. And we saw that there was a net loss of seats from 303 to 240. Sorry to bring the politics in, but it's a reality.
Yeah.
It's a reality. You know, I'm constantly wondering, Abhishek here, constantly thinking here that is anyone listening? And if the BJP listens now, I think it'll be good for the BJP.
It would be at their peril.
BJP would want to remain in power for a long period of time. And the only way to do it is if you take the middle class along. What do you think, Rajiv? I mean, just some of my initial thoughts. What do you think? Yeah? Have I gone a bit extreme?
It's very interesting, Arnab, to hear what you said. And in fact, I was discussing it with somebody.
Yes, I can.
It seems that there is very little linkage between votes and development that happens in the country. Somehow, they seem to be too disjointed from each other. So on the politics front, I think there is still a lot of caste-based politics which happens.
Yes.
And I think that has got nothing to do with the development. Because if you go back to UP and you see that how we lost a lot of seats, NDA lost there. I don't think it can be out of lack of development.
No.
I mean, there is no way that it was happening because of that.
No.
Similarly, I mean, though I agree that, you know, the middle class should get certain benefits. And I think it's time that it will get it now, because as I said, just a few minutes back that initial
I hope so.
last few years was consolidation from the COVID.
Okay. Let's get all the other guests also in. We have Suhail there. Good morning, Suhail. We have Ajay Bagga there. Good morning, Ajay. They have Kishore Subramaniam. Good to see some nice friends. Give a little, smile a little, Suhail. Smile a little. Yeah.
To smile.
Huh?
Nothing. This is all nonsensical. This so-called development is utter rubbish. The middle class has been screwed over multiple times by various governments. Let me give you an example of Goa. Where you live, wherever you live in Goa, there is no power, there are no roads, but we are building a smart city. Smart in whose head? Pramod Sawant's head. Look at Delhi, look at Gurgaon. Whose head are you building smart cities? In the chief minister's heads. It is utter rubbish. Who gets messed over? The middle class. You know, this gentleman, Rajiv Gupta, talked about we. I don't know if he represents the BJP or is part of the Financial Advisory Council to the Prime Minister. If he is, he should take a message back that the arrogance of the BJP in its fiscal planning is beginning to bite. And we are all supporters of India. I'm not a supporter of the BJP or the Congress or any of those other parties. But it is beginning to bite. If they don't realize this, then they're living in a fool's paradise. A. B. It is not about middle class asking for sops. No one is asking for any sop. People are asking for their goddamn rights. You pay taxes, you want roads that you can drive or walk on. You pay taxes, you want electricity. You pay taxes, you want water. It's no one's bloody favor. No government is doing anyone any favors. Neither is Nirmala Sitharaman, nor is Pramod Sawant, nor is Naib Singh Saini, nor is anyone. These people have stopped worrying about the middle class because they're worrying about votes. But when the middle class anger translates into the deprivation of votes, then they will start worrying. And let me tell you, Arnab, it is not my contention that Rahul Gandhi will be better than Modi or someone else will be better than someone else. No. My feeling is very simple. The government that we expected would deliver for the middle class and would actually deliver in real terms. See, it was a grand economic survey. But even I can work the figures if I want. The reality is, what are we seeing on the ground? You know, Nitin Gadkari rightfully talks about massive highways, massive highways. What do you do with urban planning? What are you doing? Have you not noticed during summer what happens at all the hill stations of India? What is happening with climate change?
Yeah,
what
but you can't solve everything in a budget.
It can't. But the budget is a fiscal vision document. Only in India do we all get excited and have to wake up early for Arnab Goswami to discuss the budget.
Early? I'm halfway through the day. So we are not like you, early to
I
bed
get up
early.
At 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So
I didn't party till 2 o'clock in the morning. Now I want to get
Ajay. So I'm saying